Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 3 of the 2024 campaign trail. We now have the results for the February polls for the 2024 National Republican primary polls. And first with 13.3% is New Hampshire Senator Chris Sununu. Despite the increase of candidates that joined the race last month, Sununu has maintained his lead as the frontrunner of the race, which is incredible news for his campaign. And second with 11.4% is South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. Third with 9.5% is Maryland Senator Larry Hogan. Fourth with 8.5% is Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Fifth with 7.6% is West Virginia Governor Jim Justice. Sixth with 7.5% is Florida Senator Rick Scott. Seventh with 7.4% is Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse. 8th with 7.2% is rapper Kanye West. 9th with 6.6% is former HUD Secretary Ben Carson. 10th with 6.5% is controversial Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz with 6.5%. 11th with 5.7% is Governor Mike Lindell of Minnesota. 12th with 4.7% is Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker. And in last with 2.8% is former State Secretary Mike Pompeo. It is still anyone's race right now as we draw closer to the first debate, and as more people enter the race, these numbers will continue to drastically change. Big news out of Texas today is Congressman Dan Crenshaw has announced that he will be seeking the Republican nomination in 2024, a traditional pro-Trump Republican. Crenshaw will be fighting to win over both sides of the Republican base. Crenshaw is a former United States Navy SEAL officer serving as the United States Representative for Texas' 2nd Congressional District since 2019. He was wounded in action during his 3rd deployment, losing his right eye to an improvised explosive device. Massachusetts Congresswoman Ayanna Presley has announced her intention to run for the Democrat nomination in 2024. Presley is a member of the informal group known as the Squad, whose members form a unified front to push for progressive changes such as the Green New Deal and Medicare for All. The other members of the Squad are Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Presley is the oldest and most politically experienced of the four. She is progressive through and through. Presley has been serving as the U.S. Representative for Massachusetts' 7th Congressional District since 2019. She is the first black woman elected to the Boston City Council and the first black woman elected to Congress for Massachusetts. In the past, she has introduced impeachment resolutions against Justice Brett Kavanaugh in September of 2019. We now have the results for the February polls for the 2024 National Democrat primary polls. First with 11.4% is Michelle Obama, former First Lady. Name recognition is most likely the main factor of Obama being the frontrunner in this race currently. It'll be interesting to see if name recognition alone will be enough to get for the nomination. And second, with 11.3%, is Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema. Third, with 10.4%, was last month's frontrunner, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown. And fourth, with 7.6%, is Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams. In fifth, with 7.5%, is Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin. Sixth, with 7.4%, is Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack. Seventh, with 7.3%, is Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman. Eighth, with 7.2%, is Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear. Ninth, with 6.6%, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar. 10th, 6.5%, Arizona Congressman Ruben Gallego. 11th, with 3.8%, is former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick. And finally, in 12th place with 2.8% is Colorado Governor Jared Polis. Unlike the Republican field, this race is extremely close, with the nomination most likely to be clinched by Obama, Sinema, or Brown at this point in the race. We now have opinion polls for last month's candidates. The most approved candidates out of the batch is Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker, 57.1% favorable, 31.4% unfavorable, and 11.4% of voters have no opinion of him. That gives Governor Baker a net positive 25.7% favorability. Next is former HUD Secretary Ben Carson with 54.3% favorable, 28.6% unfavorable, and with 17.1% of voters having no opinion of him. That leaves Secretary Carson with a positive favorability rating of 25.7%. Next is West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, 51.4% favorable, 28.6% unfavorable, and with 20% of voters having no opinion of him, leaving Governor Justice with a positive favorability rating of 22.8%. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has a 52.9% favorable, 25.7% unfavorable, and with 31.4% of voters having no opinion of him. Governor Beshear is left with a positive favorability of 17.2%. Next is Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema. She has 51.4% favorable rating, 34.3% unfavorable rating, and a 14.3% of no opinions from the voters. Senator Sinema is left with a 17.1% favorability rating. Next is Maryland Senator Larry Hogan. He is 51.4% favorable, 34.3% unfavorable, and with 14.3% of voters having no opinion of him, leaving Senator Hogan with a positive favorability of 17.1%. Next up is Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse with a 48.6% favorable rating, 37.1% unfavorable, and with 14.3% of voters having no opinion of him, leaving Senator Sasse with a positive favorability of 11.5%. Next is South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem with a 48.6% favorable rating, 42.9% unfavorable, and 8.6% of voters having no opinion of her, leaving Governor Noem with a positive favorability of 5.7%. Next is former First Lady Michelle Obama with an even favorable-unfavorable rating of 40%, and with 20% of voters having no opinion of her. Next is Minnesota Governor Mike Lindell with a 31.4% favorable rating, 34.3% unfavorable, and 34.3% of voters having no opinion of him, leaving Governor Lindell with a negative favorability of 2.9%. Next is Texas Governor Greg Abbott with a 40% favorable rating, 48.6% unfavorable rating, and 11.4% of voters having no opinion of him, leaving Governor Abbott with a negative favorability of 8.6%. Next is former State Secretary Mike Pompeo with a 20% favorable rating, 28.6% unfavorable rating, and a 51.4% of voters having no opinion of him just yet, leaving Secretary Pompeo with a negative favorability of 8.6%. Next is rapper Kanye West with a 32.4% favorable rating, 41.2% unfavorable rating, and a 26.5% of voters having no opinion of him yet, leaving Mr. West with a negative favorability of 8.8% and the least most likely candidate out of the batch. Big news out of Utah today as Senator Mitt Romney had launched his third campaign for the presidency today. Senator Mitt Romney was the runner-up in the 2008 Republican primary, coming in second to late Arizona Senator John McCain. He won the 2012 Republican primary and went on to lose the general election to then-President Barack Obama. He also served as governor of Massachusetts from 2003 to 2007. He's the son of former Michigan Governor George Romney. Senator Romney is one of, if not the most well-known anti-Trump Republican in Congress. The only Republican to convict President Trump in both impeachment trials. Romney is not fighting for Trump voters, but for the Republican base. Will that be enough to earn him the nomination? Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri has announced that he will seek the Republican nomination in 2024. An avid supporter of former President Donald Trump, Hawley will be one of many fighting to win over the Trump base as they grab the brass ring. From 2017 to 2019, Hawley served as the Attorney General of Missouri before going on to defeat two-term Senator Claire McCaskill. In December 2020, Hawley provoked an intense political backlash after he became the first senator to announce he would object to the certification of President Biden's victory in the 2020 presidential election. We now have polling results from the 2024 Michigan Republican primary poll. In first is Secretary Ben Carson with 28.6%. And second with 25.7% is Senator Chris Noonan. Hypothetically, this is where the delegate cutoff would be. And third is Senator Rick Scott with 11.4%. Fourth is Governor Mike Lindell with 8.6%. And fifth is Congressman Matt Gaetz with 5.7%. And sixth is Senator Ben Sasse with 5.6%. And seventh is rapper Kanye West with 5.5%. And eighth is Governor Kristi Noem with 2.9%. And this is ninth place, Kristi Noem with 8th. And ninth is Senator Larry Hogan with 2.8%. And finally in 10th is Governor Greg Abbott with 2.7%. We now have the polling results from the 2024 Republican primary poll. And first is Senator Chris Sununu with 22.9%. And second is Congressman Matt Gaetz with 17.1%. Hypothetically, this is where the delegate cutoff would be in this race. In third is Senator Rick Scott with 11.4%. And fourth is Governor Mike Lindell with 8.6%. In fifth is Governor Charlie Baker with 8.5%. In sixth is Governor Jim Justice with 5.7%. In seventh is Secretary Ben Carson with 5.6%. And eighth is Governor Kristi Noem with 5.5%. In ninth is Governor Greg Abbott with 5.4%. 10th is rapper Kanye West with 5.3%. And finally, in 11th is Senator Larry Hogan with 2.9%. The youngest Democrat currently serving in the House, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, has announced that she will be running for president this morning. Along with Rashida Tlaib, Ocasio-Cortez is the first female member of the Democratic Socialists of America elected to serve in Congress. She advocates a progressive platform that includes Medicare for all, tuition-free public college, a federal jobs guarantee, a Green New Deal, and abolishing ICE. Cortez is an avid progressive through and through and is seen as the future of the Democratic Party. We now have the polling results from the 2024 New York Republican primary poll. And first is Senator Chris Sununu with 31.4%. Again, this is where the delegate cutoff will be, meaning Chris Sununu will win all of New York's pledged delegates if this were the result of New York. And second is Senator Rick Scott with 14.3%. Third is rapper Kanye West with 14.2%. And fourth is Governor Charlie Baker with 11.4%. And fifth is Senator Ben Sasse with 8.6%. And sixth is Governor Mike Lindell with 5.7%. And seventh is Senator Larry Hogan with 2.9%. And eighth is Governor Kristi Noem with 2.8%. In ninth is Secretary Ben Carson with 2.7%. And 10th is Congressman Matt Gaetz with 2.6%. And finally, in 11th is Governor Greg Abbott with 2.5%. Billionaire Howard Schultz has announced that he will be running for president in 2024. After considering independent runs in 2012, 2016, and in 2020, Howard Schultz will run as a Democrat this time, and his campaign will be mostly self-funding, promising to spend upwards of $500 million and only accepting $1 donations just to meet the donor threshold to appear at debates. But as we saw in 2020 with Michael Bloomberg and Tom Steyer, money is everything to winning elections. We now have the polling results from a 2024 Arkansas Republican primary poll. And first is Governor Jim Justice with 31.4%. Hypothetically, this is where the delegate cutoff would be, meaning Governor Justice would win all of Arkansas's pledged delegates. And second is Senator Rick Scott with 11.5%. And third is Congressman Matt Gaetz with 11.4%. And fourth is Senator Chris Sununu with 8.6%. And fifth is Governor Greg Abbott with 8.5%. And sixth is Governor Kristi Noem with 5.7%. And seventh is Governor Ben Carson with 5.6%. And eighth is Governor Mike Lindell with 5.5%. And ninth is rapper Kanye West with 5.4%. And 10th is Senator Larry Hogan with 2.9%. And finally, in 11th place is Governor Charlie Baker with 2.8%. We now have polling results from the 2024 Nebraska Democrat primary poll. And first is First Lady Michelle Obama with 20%. And second is Senator John Fetterman with 19.9%. Hypothetically, this is where the delegate cutoff would be. And third is Congressman Ruben Gallego with 14.3%. And fourth is Senator Tammy Baldwin with 11.4%. Fifth is Senator Sherrod Brown with 8.6%. Sixth is Governor Deval Patrick with 8.5%. Seventh is Senator Amy Klobuchar with 5.7%. Eighth is Senator Kirsten Sinema with 2.9%. Ninth is Secretary Tom Vilsack with 2.8%. And finally, in 10th is Governor Stacey Abrams with 2.7%. We now have the polling results from a 2024 Alabama Democrat primary poll. And first is Governor Stacey Abrams with 25.7%. Second is First Lady Michelle Obama with 20%. Hypothetically, this is where the delegate cutoff would be. And third is Governor Andy Beshear with 8.6%. Fourth is Senator Amy Klobuchar with 8.5%. Fifth is Senator Sherrod Brown with 5.7%. Sixth is Senator John Fetterman with 5.6%. 7th is Senator Tammy Baldwin with 5.5%. 8th is Senator Kirsten Sinema with 2.9%. 9th is Secretary Tom Vilsack with 2.8%. 10th is Congressman Ruben Gallego with 2.7%. And finally, in 11th is Governor Deval Patrick with 2.6%. Big news out of Indiana today, as former Vice President under the Trump administration, Mike Pence, has announced that he will be running for president today. He served as Vice President from 2017 to 2021. From 2013 to 2017, he served as the Governor of Indiana. From 2001 to 2013, he served as the U.S. Congressman from Indiana's 2nd and 6th districts. Vice President Pence caught hot fire from the Trump base after his handling of the certification of the Electoral College was not to their liking. In April 2021, Pence had to get a pacemaker put in his chest from a slow heartbeat. Can Pence drum up enough support from the Trump base and win the Republican nomination? We now have polling results from a 2024 Mississippi Democrat primary poll. In first is Governor Stacey Abrams with 25.7%. Second is First Lady Michelle Obama with 22.9%. Hypothetically, this is where the delegate cutoff would be. And third is Governor Andy Beshear with 11.4%. And fourth is Congressman Ruben Gallego with 8.6%. And fifth is Governor Jared Polis with 8.5%. And sixth is Senator Sherrod Brown with 5.7%. And seventh is Senator Tammy Baldwin with 5.6%. And finally is Senator Amy Klobuchar with 2.9%. We now have the polling results from a 2024 Pennsylvania Democratic primary poll. And first is Senator John Fetterman with 37.1%. This is Fetterman's home state, and it's good news that he is leading in the polls in the state of Pennsylvania. And second is Senator Sherrod Brown with 20%. Hypothetically, this is where the delegate cutoff would be. And third is First Lady Michelle Obama with 14.3%. And fourth is Senator Tammy Baldwin with 5.7%. And fifth is Senator Amy Klobuchar with 5.6%. And seventh is Governor Jared Polis with 2.8%. And eighth is Congressman Ruben Gallego with 2.7%. And finally in ninth is Governor Andy Beshear with 2.6%. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker has announced that he will launch his second attempt at the presidency today in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. Seen mainly as a strong vice presidential choice for many, Booker wants to break the glass ceiling and become a mainstay within the Democrat Party. The governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, has announced that he will run for president today. Roy Cooper faced heavy criticism from North Carolina Republicans, many of who say the criticism was not justified. Cooper outperformed President Donald Trump in the state of North Carolina in the 2020 election, earning 150,000 more votes than the incumbent president, as well as more votes than Donald Trump, who had won the state. North Carolina is a state Democrats have been hoping to win since they lost the state in 2012, and Governor Cooper may be their best bet to flipping it blue in 2024. Out of Colorado today, Senator John Hickenlooper has announced that he will launch his second bid for the White House today. In 2020, Hickenlooper became the oldest first-term senator to represent Colorado at the age of 68. From 2003 to 2011, Hickenlooper served as the mayor of Denver, Colorado. Before being elected as governor of Colorado in 2010, Hickenlooper hopes to do better than his 2020 run, as he was in the top 8 in our midterm 2024 preference poll. Big news out of Hawaii today is Governor Tulsi Gabbard has announced that she will run for president again at the governor's mansion. Being politically shunned by the Democratic establishment, Gabbard decided not to run for re-election to the House of Representatives. However, 2 years later, she announced her run for governor of Hawaii, winning in a landslide, and is currently the most popular Democrat governor and one of the most popular governors within the country, only behind Governors Baker, Scott, and Gordon. The running mate of the 2016 Democrat nominee Hillary Clinton, Tim Kaine, has announced that he will launch a presidential campaign today. A reliable Democrat vote in the Senate, Tim Kaine has much experience in government, as he is very popular in his home state of Virginia. Tim Kaine should be seen as a strong Tier 2 or Tier 3 candidate. Similar to Booker, Kane is hoping to break through the glass ceiling and become a Tier 1 candidate for the nomination. We now have updated fundraiser numbers for each of the campaigns currently. Campaigns need 2,500 unique donors to qualify for the first debate in June, and many candidates haven't made the threshold yet. Senator Chris Sununu has made the donor threshold, hitting 2,800 donors this month. Senator Tammy Baldwin has also made the donor threshold, hitting 4,200 donors this month. Senator John Fetterman has made the donor threshold, hitting 11,600 donors this month. Congressman Ruben Gallego has hit 1,200 donors. Senator Amy Klobuchar has hit 1,400 donors. Congressman Matt Gaetz has hit the donor threshold, hitting 7,200 donors this month. Senator Rick Scott has hit the donor threshold, hitting 8,000 donors this month. Governor Deval Patrick has hit the donor threshold, hitting 3,500 donors this month. Governor Jared Polis has hit 2,300 donors this month, just 200 donations shy of meeting the threshold. Senator Sherrod Brown has reached the donor threshold, hitting 4,300 donors this month. Secretary Tom Vilsack has hit 2,000 donations. Governor Stacey Abrams has hit 1,900 donations. Governor Jen Justice has hit 1,200 donations. Senator Ben Sasse only has 600 donors. Governor Greg Abbott has reached the donor threshold, hitting 2,900 donors. Senator Tim Kaine only has 900 donors. Governor Kristi Noem has reached the donor threshold, hitting 3,300 donors. Governor Mike Lindell has 2,100 donors, just 400 donors shy from breaking the threshold. Secretary Ben Carson has 1,000 donors. Rapper Kanye West has 1,700 donors. Secretary Mike Pompeo has 1,000 donors. Governor Charlie Baker has 1,500 donors. Senator Larry Hogan has 1,100 donors. Governor Andy Beshear has 1,000 donors. First Lady Michelle Obama has 1,600 donors. Senator Kirsten Sinema has reached the donor threshold, hitting 6,700 donors. Dan Crenshaw has 1,400 donors. Mitt Romney has 400 donors. Josh Hawley has 100 donors. Vice President Mike Pence has 100 donors. Congresswoman Ayanna Presley has 400 donors. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has 1,400 donors. Billionaire Howard Schultz has reached the donor threshold, hitting 7,000 donors, meaning he earned $7,000 for his campaign. Senator Cory Booker has 300 donors. Governor Roy Cooper has 700 donors. Senator John Hickenlooper has 200 donors, and Governor Tulsi Gabbard has 800 donors. We still have till the end of May. May 31st is the deadline to reach 2,500 donors, and many campaigns are hoping to hit 2,500 donors before then, and many campaigns will. We currently have 17 Republicans and 20 Democrats all vying for the opportunity to serve our country as President of the United States. On the Republican side, we have New Hampshire Senator Chris Sununu, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, Florida Senator Rick Scott, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, Minnesota Governor Mike Lindell, former HUD Secretary Ben Carson, rapper Kanye West, former State Secretary Mike Pompeo, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker, Maryland Senator Larry Hogan, Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw, Utah Senator Mitt Romney, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, and former President Mike Pence. Former Vice President, On the Democrat side of things, we have Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman, Arizona Congressman Ruben Gallego, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick, Colorado Governor Jared Polis, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown, Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack, Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, former First Lady Michelle Obama, Arizona Senator Kirsten Sinema, Massachusetts Congresswoman Ayanna Presley, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, billionaire Howard Schultz, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, Colorado Senator John Hickenlooper, Hawaii Governor Tulsi Gabbard, and Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. You might have noticed that Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom are no longer in this race. If you catch up with the news, you already know why. And the Republican side might lose due to the situation with Matt Gaetz, and I'm currently seeing how that plays out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go make sure to follow my Twitter @ChaoticPolitics and go down to the description and fill out the new poll that will determine the next episode. This is the Chaotic One saying,